All right, the next segment is all about images. So I've put some images in here already, and I've put them in different ways. Look, the images that you put in obviously are your images. You need to think about copyright, all that sort of stuff. You can't just plonk something into your document that's not yours, so think about that. But basically, we are going to talk about how Word handles images, and therefore the next step of that is how it handles captions, which you might not be aware of either. Oh, there's one thing I forgot about table of contents actually, and I will just tell you. If you don't like the way this looks, yeah, this table of contents looks, how do you think you would change it? Do you think I should just use this up here and start changing this? No. No. Give me the magic word. Styles. Very softly. Styles. Yes. So we have, see here, table of contents, style, level up 1. I want to change it. I go in here, I go modify, just like any other style, and I change it to purple because I think that's really cool. Yeah? And so on. So that the next time you put it in, it will actually remain like that. All the styles you make and all the style changes that you make remain with your document, so they're attached to your document. Don't think that you're doing this to Word. You are doing it to your document, and they will stay with your document. All right, so back to images.
Can I just ask?
Sure, of course.
With the images, are you going to include things like PDFs that you want to insert, like questionnaires?
They're really interesting because they're like objects, but I wasn't going to include them. The reason, the PDFs are really interesting because you're actually putting a different format into Word. So if you have questionnaires or surveys or things like that that you've turned into a PDF, you would probably have the original Word document, and then you could put that one into your document.
But like, say you've got a publication,
yes,
you need to put like the actual publication into the thesis.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. You know what is much easier is to actually do it at the PDF end, combine your PDFs, but you need a special program to do that. Adobe Acrobat, but yeah. So no, I'm not going to cover that, sorry. But you can talk to me afterwards if you like. All right, so images. So when I put an image in, one of the things that happens in Word is that it puts images in different ways depending on how you've set up Word. But basically, if by default, and I'll just insert something so you can see what would happen. So if I put my cursor here, and I want my image to go there, and I'll just put a clip art in, which is not very exciting. Just going to get rid of styles for a minute. That is exciting. It just made it exciting. Okay, nice, isn't it? It's really something to look at. I know how to keep you entertained, or at least looking. All right, so it has put it in, and again, you can notice I've got my paragraph marks on. Can you see, and I'll make it just a little bit smaller, not that I'm suggesting you would do that, but if I type some words in front of it and after it, yeah, the picture is really acting like a letter. Yeah, it's part of the text. It means that I can actually select it like this and move it up and down because it's anchored, but it's not got an anchor on it, as text. Yeah, it sees itself as text. Now I'll click on the image and I'll go to the Format tab, and just here I'll show you where the different choices are. You have this choice here, it's called Inline Vertex. Now personally, I love Inline Vertex. That is the best one, and I would highly recommend it for your thesis. The other options are, for example, you can have this, I'll just do square. As soon as I do that, it actually becomes this floating object. And can you see now that I've got an anchor here? That means it's anchored to a particular paragraph. If I delete that paragraph, I delete the picture. Yeah? So I don't really like this because I don't think it looks very professional. Like if you're making a party invitation flyer, go for it, but not for your thesis. So if you're going to choose I would choose in line with text. Okay, the other option is probably top and bottom, which is all right as well, but I'll tell you why I like in line with text for the caption reasons. So if I go here and I'll just put it on a paragraph by itself without the text. So I've chosen that. So obviously in your document, choose to do whatever. That's probably the most important advice I can give you in terms of doing something with your pictures, is that you make it in line with text. Okay. Now, if you have to create a diagram or something like that, then come to one of our courses. There's one on tomorrow. It's called Picture This, and where we teach you in much more detail how to deal with more complex diagrams where you have many objects that you might want to group together.